I'm going to give you 10 personal finance tips today, and not the usual ones, not the make your coffee at home or cancel Netflix. Those are insulting. I'm going to give you actual advice that moves the needle. Let's get started. Here's the thing about personal financial advice, it's either too obvious to be useful or too complicated to do anything with. Save more, spend less. That's groundbreaking advice. Thank you. But real financial progress doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from 10 small decisions that stack on top of each other. And when those become habits, they compound over time and create true wealth. Today, I'm going to share 10 tips that I use that have completely changed my financial life. Tip number one, build your emergency fund first. I know you probably want to hear about what stock to pick and the fastest way to build your wealth. But without an emergency fund, all of that is just going to be built on a house of cards. The truth is, most people that liquidate their investments do it because they have no backup plan. One medical bill, one car repair, 1 month of unemployment, and they're liquidating their investments at the worst possible time. Usually, if you and your coworkers have lost their job, it's probably not a good stock market to be selling your investments in. Having the emergency fund protects those investments from you needing liquidity when markets are down. So here's what you do. You need to save at least 6 months of essential expenses. That's going to be 6 months of rent, 6 months of food, 6 months of transportation, and 6 months of utilities. You need to be saving 20% of your pay to put as much cash into that emergency fund as quick as possible to get you to that 6 month saving goal of essential expenses. Once you're there, reallocate that 20% towards investments. Tip number two, automate everything. The biggest lie in personal finance is that discipline is the answer. It's not. Systems are the answer. Because after a long day at work, when you're stressed and exhausted, and you're scrolling through Amazon looking for something to buy, your discipline is out the window. But having automatic transfers, that just happens without you having to think or worry about it. It's in the background. It's a system that works for you every pay cycle. The key is to have the money transfer out of your checking account the day you get paid. Have that money go into your investment account, your savings buckets, without you even thinking about it. So you never have a chance to spend it. It is literally paying you first. It's investing for your future when you are too stressed to even think about it. That's how the rich build wealth. They set up systems. They don't rely on their willpower and discipline. Tip number three, pay off your high interest rate debt like it's your only job. There's no investment in the world that can guarantee a 20% annual return. Yet there's millions of people paying anywhere from 20 to 30% interest on credit card debt while simultaneously trying to save and invest to grow their wealth. It just doesn't make any sense. If you have any high interest rate debt, whether it's on a credit card, buy now, pay later loan, or a personal loan, that is your best investment. By paying it off, you're getting a guaranteed zero risk return at whatever your debt interest rate is. And no stock can promise that. I use the avalanche method. It's where you list your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. You make minimum payments on all debts. And whatever extra money you have, you throw at the highest interest rate debt until it's completely paid off. Then you just roll that debt's minimum payment plus all your extra money into the next highest interest rate loan. Another method is the snowball method. That's where you list your debts from smallest principal balance to largest. You make minimum payments on everything, just like on the avalanche method. And then you throw every extra dollar you have at the smallest balance loan. By doing this, mathematically, it costs you a little bit more in interest, but if you struggle with willpower and motivation, this is by far the best method to go with. It gives you wins much faster. Say you have a $500 loan, by knocking it out within a couple weeks, that gives you a huge boost of motivation and confidence to keep attacking the plan. And every progressive win thereafter just motivates you even more to save and pay off that debt even more aggressively. It's not glamorous, it's not exciting, but it works. Tip number 4, stop lifestyle inflation in its tracks. Here's the biggest trap that kills wealth building for high earners. You get a big raise, but within 3 months, your spending has just increased to match it. Get a new apartment, a nicer car, you're eating out more often and going on better vacations. You got an extra $1,000 a month, but you're saving no more than you were before you got the raise. It's called lifestyle inflation, and it's the reason people making $150,000 a year are still living paycheck to paycheck. Here's what I do that has really changed my financial future. Every raise we've gotten, whether it's my wife or I, we take half of it and we put it towards savings and investments. If we're still in the debt payoff journey, that money is going paying off debt. The other half, we spread out between nicer vacations, eating out more, and just enjoying life. Because when you work hard to get that promotion, you got to enjoy a little bit of it. By taking half of that raise and investing it, that will compound your wealth dramatically over a decade. I know it has for me. Tip number 5, track your net worth. Most people know what their salary is, but they have no idea what their net worth is. And you can't manage something that you don't measure. There's no feedback loop. Net worth is very simple. It's one number. What you own minus what you owe, or your assets minus your liabilities. It takes 10 minutes to calculate. I track mine every month, and it's helped me become a better investor. By knowing every month whether my net worth has increased or decreased, I can make adjustments to my plan. If I'm not saving enough, or if I spent too much last month, that's a feedback loop that I can take and make adjustments to my budget or my lifestyle. With that constant feedback, it really helps know that you're on the right track, because you don't want to get to retirement age and realize you've been on the wrong trajectory for the last 3 decades without even knowing it. Calculate your net worth today. Seriously, after this video, take 10 minutes to calculate your net worth. It's the first step to intentionally growing it. Without that, you have no idea if you're on the right path. Real quick, how many of those first 5 tips have you actually done? And be honest, because if you haven't done 1 through 5, you're missing the foundation to help you really grow your financial future. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'm building this channel to help teach personal finance and make it easy and understandable. I really want to help you change your financial future for the better. I post videos every week. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Tip number 6, negotiate your bills. Most people never take the time to do this, but I can tell you your phone bill, your internet bill, your car insurance bill, any HVAC or plumbing or electrical work you have done on your house, all of those are negotiable. You just have to pick up the phone and ask. 80% of the time that someone asks for a reduced rate, they usually get it. And it's very simple. Just call and say that you've been a loyal customer, but you've seen better prices elsewhere, and you want to know what they can do to keep your business. You can usually get anywhere from $10 to $50 a month off per service. That's nearly $1,000 a year that you can apply directly towards debt payoff or your investments. And the best part is, it doesn't take any extra discipline or sacrifice. You still get the same service for less. Tip number 7, separate your money into different buckets. Forget about complex budgeting. Most people don't stick to it because it's too time consuming and difficult to maintain month after month. Instead, try 3 simple buckets. First bucket is fixed cost. This can be rent, utilities, subscriptions, insurance, anything that is on a predictable and consistent expense. And you want this money taken out of your checking account automatically on payday, so that you know all of those expenses are covered. The next bucket is going to be your future or your savings. This is going to be all of your debt payoff in excess of the minimum payments and any future savings, saving for a new car, down payment on a house, or any investments that you have. This you also want automated. It comes out of your checking account the day after you get paid, so you don't risk spending it on something else. And the third and final bucket is going to be everything else. It's most of your fun money, entertainment, eating out, vacations, new pair of shoes, that sort of thing. And this is whatever's left over so that you make sure you're hitting your long-term goals and your necessary bills automatically every month. And when this bucket runs to zero, you know that you can't spend anymore. And it's not to give you guilt or make you feel bad. This is the money that you're allowed to enjoy, and you should enjoy it. But once you've spent it, it's a clear boundary that you've spent what you can spend this month. And now it's time to wait for your next paycheck before you can spend on more fun things. Here's the key. Simple systems get followed. Complex ones get abandoned. It's human nature. After a long day at work, you don't want more work to do at home. You want a system that works for you. And that's what this does. Tip number 8, audit your subscriptions. The average American is paying for 4.5 subscriptions that they don't even use. That on average is anywhere from $80 to $150 a month for something that brings zero value to your life. See, subscriptions are sneaky. They usually get you to sign up on a free 7-day promotion and then automatically debit your credit card every month without you even noticing. It's usually a relatively small amount, under $10, so you hardly notice it at first. But when you stack 3 or 4 of these on top of each other every month over several years, it adds up to an insane amount of money. So here's the fix. Set a calendar invite for yourself to audit your subscriptions every 90 days. Pull up your bank statements and go through every recurring charge and ask yourself, did I use this service? And if I did it provide value to my life? Is it worth what I'm paying? If it's not, cancel it right then. Don't think I'll get to it next week, because you'll forget and you'll pay another 3 or 4 months of this subscription that brings no value. You need to cancel it right then and there. And by doing that, it's the fastest, easiest way to free up money in your budget for paying off that high interest rate debt or saving for that next big goal of yours. There's no reason not to do this. Tip 9, invest early. The amount doesn't matter as much as the start date. Here's the math that will make you want to take action today. A 25-year-old that invests $100 a month at an 8% annual compound return will have $310,000 by the time they're 65. Whereas someone who didn't start until they were 35 but invested $200 a month instead of $100 with the same investments would only end up with $270,000 at age 65. The person who started later ended up contributing almost double, but they ended up with nearly $40,000 less than the person who started earlier. And that's just the power of compound interest. So take action today. Open a brokerage account today and set up automatic investments. Even if it's $20 a month or $50 a month, it's the habit is more important. This is one of those really important small habits that will really compound over time. And as you follow the other tips on this list and get extra money from cutting subscriptions or negotiating your bills, add that to your investments. Add that into, make it an automatic contribution. You'll be surprised at where the compounding will take you over decades. It's how the wealthy really build wealth. They take action today. They don't say later or next year or when I make more money. They start the habit early, and then they grow it and develop it year after year. Tip number 10, learn one new money concept every month. The truth is, the biggest financial mistake you'll probably ever make won't be about discipline. It's going to be simply not knowing what you don't know. Dollar cost averaging, compound interest, asset allocation, tax advantage accounts, inflation risk. None of these are very complicated, but most of us have never been taught it because our school system lacks any coursework on financial literacy. And if you've never heard it, you just don't know. So once a month, pick a concept, watch a YouTube video, listen to a podcast, read a chapter of a book. If every month you learn one new concept, that's 12 concepts a year about financial independence and financial literacy as overall. In 5 years, you'll know more about money than 90% of the people around you. And that's going to be a powerful tool to building your wealth. By simply understanding these concepts, that's the first step towards implementing them and taking the next step. So please subscribe. My goal for this channel is to help teach financial literacy because that's something the public school system in America has been lacking. And it's painfully obvious when you talk to your fellow coworkers that not many people understand these concepts. Not because they're not smart or not disciplined. It's just they were never shown it or never heard of it. And you simply don't know what you don't know. So I want to make these concepts simple, understandable, relatable, and achievable. And I want to help you grow your financial future. I post a video once a week. Please consider subscribing so you don't miss the next one. Thank you.